Welcome to Potion Sword Run. In this episode, we're going to be talking about software that I no longer use and new software that I'm using for pretty much everything. Now, I've been an Adobe fan or user since college. Taking all my college courses for design and programming and whatever, I used Adobe. Adobe InDesign when it came to websites, Adobe Illustrator when it came to graphics, and when it came to pictures manipulation, Adobe Photoshop. And I dabble with the other stuff as well if I needed it. I was just always into that ecosystem, and so that when I graduated from college, I stayed in that ecosystem. I mean, I knew it, so might as well use it. And while I was in college as a student, I got a pretty good deal on it. I think it was only costing me like about $20 a month or so, because they started doing digital downloads that were paid for by month or by year. There was a big old brouhaha where you couldn't cancel. They had you locked in for the year, so they would charge you that much if you wanted to cancel. But that didn't happen when I had to cancel now. So, like I said, I've always just used them because they're the industry standard. They're great tools and they got the job done. But recently, they upped the price. And it wasn't because I wasn't a college student anymore. It was just because they wanted to. They started adding AI capabilities to it so that you can do AI stuff. I never use it. I don't want to use it. If I want to design something or do something, I want it to come from me, and I don't want it to come from AI. It's like that's not even my work if that is what I'm using. So now I'm being charged $69.99 a month so that I can use this software, where before I was paying like about $30 a month. So it pretty much more than doubled the price for tools, AI stuff that I'm not interested in using. It did not give me the option to revert back to just what I had. It charged me no matter what. Nowhere did I look. Could I find a way to use it without using the AI assisted stuff? Supposedly there's a way. I couldn't figure it out. And I just had enough. I'm not going to pay like $70 a month for software that I can probably get somewhere else for free. And the thing is, you can. And I did. So I canceled my Creative Suite after at least, I don't know, 12, 15 years of having it. And now I am switching to different things for my creative needs. Now, when it comes to Photoshop type stuff, when it comes to Illustrator type stuff, I'm using a app called Affinity. It pretty much it's one app, but you can switch between working with pixels or working with just you can switch working Illustrator type, Photoshop, or whatever you want. So it's like one app that has both, or like 4 other things included. I still don't know how to use it. I know how to use apps. I know how to get around. I know what to look for, but because it's a new app, I don't know where things are, and so it's a little bit more complicated. But just to get the basics down, like dropping thumbnails I need for YouTube, I could do that just as easy as I could on, maybe not as easy, but once I get the workflow, it would be as easy as I did on Illustrator. And the same thing for the Photoshop. It looks, pretty simple to use. If you know how to use Illustrator, Photoshop, and Adobe Suite, then you pretty much will learn how to use this other stuff. And that's where I'm at. I'm at the learning phase. But so far, so good when it comes to my Illustrator or Photoshop needs. Now, the other thing that I needed was something to record and edit videos. And so I looked for a few, free sources out there, but a lot of them were just not the biz. Like, for example, there was one called OpenShot that I downloaded, and it looked okay, but you weren't able to record voiceovers. So it's like that's a big feature when it comes to having an editing system. Especially like if you're used to Adobe or the Premiere. So this isn't the first time I had to switch, but I did. I switched to DaVinci. They have a free download right now, which I'm using to do this, and eventually I plan to buy the package. I think it's like $300, but you own it. So instead of paying for a year's worth of, no, not even a year's worth, like half a year's worth of Adobe Suite, I actually get to own DaVinci, and it's very powerful editing software for movie making and stuff. So it fits perfectly in my suite of software that I'm collecting now. Besides that, I don't find myself building any new websites anytime soon, but if I do, then I'll find something out there. I think GIMP might be one. I'm not sure. Um, Also, I downloaded a few things to make games, Game Maker, just to make simple games, ones that I can just practice on and get some good ideas out there, and then eventually, if I want to proceed with the game, then I could probably build it on another engine, which I'm probably gonna do that on Godot. I like their what they offer as well, but I'm looking for game engines as well that I can develop fun games um, just to get all this stuff out that I got going on in my head. Besides that, I also downloaded Blender for 3D graphics, 3D modeling, should I say. So who knows what I might make. But I'm very excited to get away from Adobe Suite. Not because I didn't like it, just because they were nickel and diming me and I didn't feel valued as a customer. And now I'm able to get these other high-end software for free pretty much, and still be able to deliver the type of work that I want to deliver, even more so than I thought before. I also downloaded Calvary, which is a 2D animated software. So we'll see what I end up using that for. Graphics, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? But I'm excited to learn all these different programs and actually, get a good workflow going. And I think that's what I've been missing lately. I just been in a funk. But now that I'm learning all this new software, it's like it gets my brain back into the creative mode. And so I just want to let everyone else out there know that if you are also being nickel and dime by Adobe Suite and you've been used to that software for so long that it's kind of you're just taking it, you don't have to. When I went to go cancel, even though I had the yearly subscription, I was being charged only every month. And even if I canceled, they weren't going to charge me for the whole year. They're only going to charge me for the remaining of the month. I had about 7 days left, so I ended up canceling. And supposedly I still was able to use the software, but I tried to log in and it was a big old brouhaha. Like, it wanted me to download a trial, and then with that trial I can I get charged at the end of the month. Like, nah, forget that noise. So I decided to download DaVinci to record this, and I'm using all the other stuff, Affinity, and anything else that I need to finish it up. So we'll see. So if you notice any difference, sorry I'm spitting. If you notice any difference, that's probably what it is. Just me trying to learn all this new software out there. But like I said, this video is not just to let you know I'm using new software, which it is. I am. But just to let you guys know that there's free software out there that's comparable, should I say, to Adobe Suite. I'm using DaVinci, spot on. Affinity, it has everything you need. You just got to find it. It has different ways to locate things, but I mean, spot on as well. And Blender speaks for itself. And Calvary, I haven't used it myself, but it looks like it's gonna be a cool tool to use. And I can't wait to show you any type of little prototype games that I've been working on. Like, I just did like a Game Maker one where I made a replica of asteroids. I mean, simple stuff, but it's just kind of fun, that you're actually making little things and controlling them, and it's actually working. And so eventually what I plan to do with that is just replace different artwork and stuff, and just to make it a little bit more original, and just to throw it out there for free for people to play and mess around with if they want. But that's still, I'm still working on that stuff. It's just something that's ongoing in my life, nothing that I'm rushing to do. But I'm excited for these new softwares that I'm going to be using. And let me know if you guys have any tips, or if you guys use these, if I should be looking for anything else to supplement the stuff that I might need. Now that's going to do it for this episode. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace.